Hello and welcome to another episode of Behind the Bar. And boy, am I excited for today. Of course, I'm your host, Temi Tayo. And Man United have just now beaten Real Sociedad in the Europa League and have advanced to the quarterfinal stage of the competition. And over two legs, an aggregate score of 5-1, with Bruno Fernandes grabbing the hat trick today. And lots of great performances across the pitch from back to front. And quite an eventful game. 1-1 in the first half. And then, of course, all hell breaking loose in the second with penalties and red cards and goals that we haven't seen from United for quite a while. A lot to unpack from the game. And as always, I'm going to share my thoughts and views from the game and sort of some of the things that I've picked up. And we're going to start with our first point being, I think today we saw the best performance from an Amorim-led team. Dare I say, Amorim ball in full effect. And over the course of the last few months on this channel, we've talked about the importance of the wing backs and how that's probably the most important position in Amorim systems when we're talking about the wing backs. And it's no surprise that in the transfer window, when Amorim had an opportunity to bring a player in, that his first signing was a left wing back in the player of Patrick Dorgu. And today, I think, highlighted how crucial that position is, right? We had, two penalties coming off of that left wing back position, a red card as well coming off of that wing back position. And those wing backs are so crucial to this Amorim system. And today it was on full view for everyone to see. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that this is probably one of the best performances that we've seen from this edition of Amorim's team. Of course, it's going to be a lot different in the summer when he has his chance to bring his players in and embed, his signings into this system. But I think we're slowly starting to see the players that he does have at his disposal buying into his style of play and being able to execute that on the pitch. And so credit to Amorim for sticking to his guns. He's gotten a lot of stick, a lot of criticism. Everyone, including myself, asking him to make adjustments, asking him to make twitches to his system. Some even asking him to abandon his three at the back and wing back philosophy and go to four at the back that the players are more comfortable and more familiar with. But he's stuck to his philosophy. He's stuck to his principles. And I think today is a first step in the right direction of seeing those principles come to light. And so great performance, even better result, and on to the next round. But the one play I do want to start off highlighting in my second point is the improvement of Rasmus Højlund. I've been one of the people to criticize Højlund, and rightly so. I think he's been way off the pace. But today, we saw a level of enthusiasm, a level of aggression, a level of physicality that we haven't seen from Højlund this season. I mean, he put himself about the pitch, bullying defenders using his 6-foot frame, or 6'3", 6'4", and just having his way with defenders, being a nuisance, shrugging off tackles and making an impact. And it was so great to see him have an assist for Dalot's goal, the fourth goal. And you could see that frustration come out of him in the way that he celebrated that assist. And hopefully this is going to be the start of things to come. Because I'm of the belief that as a striker, of course, you want to have goal involvement, especially scoring goals. But if you're not able to score goals, you can still affect the game and have a positive impact on your teammates, on your performance, even if the goal contributions are not there. And even if we take away that assist that he had for Dalot, I think his performance today is one that he can be proud of, is one that he can build on. He put himself about, he won his duels, he ran the channels, and you could see that the team actually were looking for him as the game wore on. So credit to Højlund for a much improved performance and being really the only striker that we have in the Europa League, being that, of course, Xerxes is a real number 10 and Cheeto isn't available in the Europa League. I think this performance is going to be critical if the team is going to progress beyond this point. So just wanted to give a big shout out to Højlund for his performance today, because I felt that he deserves it. Third, I just have to marvel at Aiden Heaven's full debut today. I mean, hard to tell that this kid is just 18 years old. Looking at his stats over his first start in the United shirt, 63 touches, 42 out of 46 passes completed, over 90%. He was dribbled past 0 times while he was on the pitch. He had 4 duels won. He had 4 clearances and 2 interceptions. I predicted that he would start this game on the back of the performances that I had seen from him off the bench against Fulham and then against his old team in Arsenal. And I'm so glad, I'm delighted that Amorim put his faith in Heaven to start this game. And I'm sure Amorim must be super proud of that decision because he didn't let us down. Just by the numbers alone, he looked great. But the eye test says everything. In the first half, he did have a couple of loose passes, but I mean, he just was dominant in that game. Didn't give anything away on that left-hand side. So credit to you, Aiden Heaven, first of many starts and a great performance in helping the team get through Real Sociedad today. My fourth point lies with Garnacho on the right-hand side of the field. Prior to these last few games, we've only seen Garnacho on his preferred left-hand side, where he's quite predictable, right? We know exactly what he wants to do. He gets the ball on the flank or in the half space, and he immediately wants to cut onto his favorite right foot to get a shot. I know that, you know that, and of course, all the defenders that he goes up against know what he wants to do. But Garnacho on the right, I think, really helps his decision-making. I criticized Garnacho quite a bit a couple weeks ago about the immaturity in his game when he gets in the final third, how he just doesn't seem to make the right decision. But I think playing on that right-hand side really helps that out, right? Because once he gets to the byline, there's only one thing for him to do, and that's to look for a pass, to cross the ball in. Now, 1 or 2 times he did cut in and have a shot on his weaker foot, on that left foot. But more times than not, he becomes a facilitator on the right-hand side. He becomes someone who wants to look for a pass as opposed to a shot when he's on the right-hand side. And I think Amorim might just have found the trick there with putting him on the right and making him more of a creator versus one that's looking to get on his favorite left foot and get a shot in each and every time. So I'd like to see more of Garnacho on the right-hand side and have that creative side in his game develop, because I think that we're seeing a lot more from him, a lot more creativity, certainly a lot more chances created for his teammates playing on the right-hand side. So long may that continue, and I think there is certainly a place for Garnacho in Amorim's system on the right-hand side and moving forward. And finally, the Europa League trophy is in sight. Of course, we're in the quarterfinals now, and it's basically 2 games until a final, right? Well, 2 ties. You have your quarterfinals and the semifinals. And I think now we can really start to dream about turning what's been a nightmare of a season into one that ends with a trophy. And that's why we play the game, right? That's why we come out and support our teams, to see them thrive, see them win, and to see them lift the trophy at the end of the season. And making it to the quarterfinals, I think, gives us, at this point, just as good a chance as the rest of the team. I've just seen the draw. Looks like we're going to be facing Lyon, the French team, and our former Man United player in Nemanja Matic. And it's going to be a great game. I think United are probably the favorites, judging off of the fact that we're unbeaten in the Europa League to this point, the only team in Europe to not lose a game in European competition. There's not much that we can brag on about United this season, but that is one stat that we can hang our hats on, that in the Europa League, we're yet to lose a game. And I think that confidence certainly is oozing in those players. And you can feel the vibes. The team is starting to get used to Amorim, starting to believe in Amorim. And we're seeing that on full display. And at this point, I don't see any reason why we can't believe that we can go on to win this competition, win this trophy. And like we've talked about, the result means, of course, a huge financial boost. But more importantly, and most important, is automatic qualification to the Champions League. And I think that in of itself changes everything going into the summer, changes the entire outlook going into next season in terms of the transfer window, the players that we can attract, and just the preparation and the excitement for what next season might bring. Now, certainly don't want to look too far. Of course, there's still a lot of games to be played and a lot of work to be done to get to a trophy. But now that we're in the quarters, I think that trophy is surely in sight. And I'm certainly hoping and believing that we can bring this home. So great day for United. Great week continuing from the last two results. And I think this has capped it off. Of course, back to the Premier League, back to reality, in 14th place in the Premier League against Leicester City. A chance to just get further away from the relegation zone and solidify our status for next season. But today's a great day. We're going to enjoy it, we're going to celebrate it, and we're going to look forward to the next round in the quarterfinals. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I can't say it enough. It means so much as we try to grow here. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.